the channel, guys. So today we got an injection pump failure on a 1966 John Deere 4020. What happened is I've talked about this tractor in my channel in the past, and when you'd work it under a load, the RPMs would kind of fluctuate about 100 RPM either way, and we thought that the injection pump was failing, or the governor more or less was failing. So we took and just kept using it like we should, and so it started for about 15 seconds and then died, and then would run on ether, and then a snapping noise happened, which was the snapping noise was this shaft breaking off in here. And what the deal was is the injection pump was crap. It was a rebuilt pump. It had 4010 parts, 4020 parts, all mashed together, and it was chromed, which is why it seized up. The guy that rebuilds these and sold us this one said he's never seen anything like it. So we had the injectors inspected. Being this just broke and I had to take the injection pump out of it, I've got to find number one TDC, so I got to bar it over here until I get to number one TDC, which I'll show you how I do that. So when I get this to 0, I will talk about that more. Okay, so I found the top dead center mark, and it's pretty hard to see in there. This thing was really kind of rusty and gross. I really had to scrape away at it, and even at that, it's just one tiny little mark. So what I did, let's see here. Okay, I took a zip tie, and as I barred it over, I felt the zip tie on top of the number one cylinder, and that mark kind of correlates with that because I bar that flywheel back and forth either direction and it moves up and down. So I'm all the way up here on number one TDC. So I found that, and now down here you can see the gears. And what you look for on that is any significant wear. There will be a little bit of a sharp edge because it's a helical gear, and when they hob these things, they when they mesh together, there's going to be a little bit of wear and a little bit of burr, but these all look straight and they all look like the material's there. They look a little rough, but this thing is really old, so it's going to look a little rough, but it looks functional. No huge hanging burrs. If there's a lot of wear, there'll be huge hanging burrs coming off the top of that gear all the way around, because that gear, not this one in the front, but the one behind that, that's the one that we're going to stab into, and then the cam gear is behind that. You can see that, but it's hard to see. You can see it just enough to inspect it, and in this case it looks good. So now what we gotta do is stab this thing in here and get her in time. So let's see here. This goes in like this. I'll just leave that on for the time being until I get stabbed in there. Okay, so that's a little bit side, so that pretty much does correlate with this. I'll show you how I know that here in a second. I want to make sure that surface is clean. appears to be lined up with the groove, but it ain't going down in it. Why is that? Oh, there it goes. Okay. So, now, with any luck, I can take this window lose the screws. Okay, so my timing marks right there's in time, a little bit advanced. Okay, just a couple degrees. Now, well, before I get too carried away with closing that window off, I need to first get a nut. Okay, so tighten those two nuts down, make sure that line don't move, and I can close that window up, hook up the injector lines, fuel lines, throttle, new return line, rubber boot things, and then we're ready to fire it up. Okay, so I got the injection lines on, I got that back on, my cover there. I just gotta wait for that RTV to seal before I can torque it down. And okay, so I got the injectors in, new boots installed on the return line on. I still got a bolt on, or yeah, screw the line on here. The lift pump is mechanical lift pump, and it's new. So all I gotta do is, I got all the injection lines cracked open, so all I gotta do is hook that back up here and turn the fuel on and prime up my lift pump, give her a crank, get some fuel coming out of there, and it should fire right up. So yeah, okay, so let's get to it. Okay, so now I got everything back together. There should be fuel going to the pump. I just got to bleed the fuel lines out. I got them cracked loose. I'm just going to crank it over. Hopefully I got enough battery to crank it over. And try to get that bled out, and then maybe we can start it. Okay, I think I'm starting to see some fuel spitting out there. Okay. Okay, so I saw fuel coming out of this one for sure. Loose. Okay, I'll go give her a couple more cranks. Battery's starting to get weak, I better chill. Looks like we're starting to get fuel to that one. Have been to that one. Okay. Oh no, we are getting fuel though. Okay. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do, it does look like we are getting fueled, all of them. So I'm going to close them up. Okay, so fuel's coming out of all the injectors. Hopefully I can get it to fire with what battery is left in it. Come on. So all the injectors should be pretty well bled. I shouldn't have any air left in the injectors. Stubborn thing. Oh, give her another start. Okay, let's try this again. Oh yeah. Had a little bit of fuel to it that time. Oh man. Alright, so it's the next day. I let the battery sit on the battery charger all night. Wow. Okay, so I think I found the problem. Right there's the TDC mark, and right there's the injection pump marks, timing marks. They're lined up. That's 180 degrees out. That's why it's not running. So I'm just going to loosen some things up, and since that's timed, I'm going to pop that up, whip this over again another 360 degrees till I see the top dead center, and then it should start up. Fingers crossed. I can't believe I've done a number of these pumps and I've never screwed up this bad before. But that's just the way she goes. Lessons learned. Failure, failure, win. Failure, failure. Oh. Okay, so what I did is, you can see here, that tab was facing the other way where the tack goes in. So this little tab was over here on the left. Now it's this way, and on TDC again over here. So it means I whipped it over 180 degrees. Well, I believe it'd be 360 degrees on the flywheel, 180 degrees here on the cam. So okay, so that's right. So I got a socket holding that there like that, and my window, I'm still pretty much in time there. I just got to stab her back in. Earlier when I was cranking it, I had almost 100 pounds cranking pressure, so that's good. Definitely isn't the pump. It is definitely something that I did. So okay, I'll finish this thing back up again, and try starting it again, and then hopefully you'll see a bunch of black smoke and tractor noises. Okay, great. Okay, so now I've fixed my mistake, and I've bled the lines, maybe with a little snort of ether, and praying that the battery's still holding up. Well, it ain't been holding up. It's junk. Both of them are. But maybe, just maybe, for being, I don't know what I'm doing and whatnot apparently. Let's see if I can make this thing start. Oh, effortlessly. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, how dare you. Oh. Oh, they're so good. Okay. Well, beans, this pump broke, and I didn't know where top dead center was. That's fine, but we got it. Okay, so it runs now, and looking back at it, the reason why I was having the problem well, first of all, I should have took the valve cover off to verify that I was where I needed to be on my TDC mark. So instead, I just, you know, stabbed her on in there and called her good, which was really wrong, but I only had a 50% chance of being wrong. So that's not bad. I just had to redo my work twice. That was worst case scenario. No big deal. No foul done. So, let's see. Yeah, I guess I could have looked at a book. I don't know. If they're, well, I couldn't really find a book for this without paying money, now that I think about it. You know, it is what it is. So if you ever run into this problem and, you know, it don't work right off the get, and you know you got pressure, maybe you're just 180 off. You know, and some of you might be wondering, you know, I thought you were going to repower this tractor. Well, we were going to repower this tractor, but it's got a complete M&W turbo kit on it. And now that we got the injection pump fixed, there's nothing wrong with it. But I did get something to repower. This is going to be the Repower tractor. Now, it's a 1964, I believe, 4020. It was a gas. There's no saving that motor. Narrow front, which the tires are good, and it's only got one remote, but it's also a power shift. So here is going to be the Repower tractor. I mean, look at the sheet metal on this thing is really good. I can get new badges. The fenders are a little rusty, but I can get new fenders for it too. But yeah, this thing, it's nice. It's in really good shape. The grill and everything is really straight. All the sheet metal's really straight on it. But yeah, this is going to be a really good tractor. Put that 404P pump in. If it comes down to it, I won't cut this hood if I have to. I'll find a different hood to cut into. But yeah. So, the old 4020, it's running again. And this is the Repower tractor. Yeah, it looks clean. And naturally this is the motor going in it, the 0404 P pump with the Schweitzer turbo on it. So that's what we're going to be working on here soon, is repowering that dealie. That's going to be a whole bunch of fun. So yeah, the old 4020 with the injection pump problem, I think we got that fixed. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.